Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Wilkes, joined by my broadcast colleague, Dr. The Wife. Thank you for joining me, as always.
Heyo! Nice to be back, and nice to be back at the table with you.
Oh, my pleasure, as always, Doc. And fans, thank you for joining us. We are here, San Antonio, Texas, at the Hybrid Experience, Ring of Horror. Fans, if you missed all the fright-filled action here, it is our pleasure to bring it to you right now. And I believe, there he is, the man himself. Hollywood Terry Debbie.
Oh, I can see why you made that mistake. He does look like the fifth brother. Twice removed.
I wonder if he gets invited to the reunions.
It's me, it's Hollywood Dudley.
Well, he's there for the mac and cheese. Looking slick as ever with his fatigue pants.
Couldn't even see him.
Oh, I see what you did there, sir.
Oh my God, we got a good crowd in the house tonight. Y'all ready to have some fun? Welcome to the Hybrid Experience, Ring of Horror.
It's well decorated with its orange ropes.
Special show, special things. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce a special guest ring announcer.
Special guest.
Don't worry, not taking my job yet.
Oh.
I haven't decided to retire, but it's coming sometime. I don't know when. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure at this time to bring out Ileana!
And there she is.
Oh, hey, look at that. Eliana, ring announcer known here in the great state of Texas. She's worked with numerous independent promotions locally. Good to see her added to the Hybrid family here.
Yeah, very bubbly, excited, and I'm excited to see her here.
Thank you so much, Terry, for introducing me. Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing this evening? Are you guys excited for today's show? You know what? Let's go ahead and get this started. Let me go ahead and get a ref out here. The ref for this match tonight is Floyd Curl. Make sure y'all turn that music up so we can hear it loud and clear, all right?
Oh, she's taking over the ring already.
I'd say she better watch it. He'll blow everybody out the building here.
Floyd Curl looking big and bad in that corner.
Wonderful head of hair.
Oh, okay.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from the Kingdom, weighing in at 195 pounds, he is auditioning for the Kingdom, Don Fernando!
I appreciate the plumage.
The plumage, you may be the only one who appreciates Don Fernando's plumage there, Doc.
You gotta love the flair here.
Well, fans, those of us who may not be familiar with Don Fernando here, he's a man who's had his own history with Jesse James, one half of the opposing tag team here.
Oh, definitely. He has been waiting for this for a long time. This is a year or two in the making. He has his target set on Jesse James, and he wants to make sure he shows everyone who he is and why he's the best.
One person he's really looking to show why he's the best is his tag team partner. Yet to make his way out here, but King Rob Love, you heard Eliana say he's auditioning for the Texas Kingdom.
This is going to be a tough audition because King Rob Love is not easily amused.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Like, you want to talk about a tough audition? He's going to have his hands full with Jesse James.
I would assume this is why he has this wonderful robe. You dress for the job that you want. There it is, the signal. He wants everything now.
And his tag team partner from the Kingdom, weighing in at 200 pounds, representing the Kingdom, King Rob Love!
Look at those eyes scanning the horizon of the Hybrid Experience. He is surveying his kingdom.
That's right, King Rob Love taking in all that he sees in his domain. But Doc, got to point out, we just talked about the perfect plumage of Don Fernando there. Notice King Rob Love, he's missing a few of his trademark accessories coming out here.
That's true. probably why he looks so upset.
Hey, listen, honey.
Oh.
You said he's from the kingdom, then you said he's auditioning. You're already messing up.
Ooh.
If it was up to me, you'd be fired,
Ooh.
just like all these losers have been fired from their jobs before.
Oh.
King Rob Love as respectful.
And you want to audition for the kingdom. Your job was to bring my crown, my robe, and he forgets it.
Oh.
There you have it.
3 strikes, you're out. Will he allow him another chance?
King Rob Love not known
Shut up
for his
over
generosity.
there.
We'll see.
Hey, you better show up. You want to prove a point? You're already negative right now.
All right.
Tell you what, you want to talk about a bad first day on the job? That's not the best start here.
Hey, King is gracious enough to allow him an opportunity. Hopefully Fernando will not let it go to waste. Oh, we know what that means.
That's right, fans, you do too. You hear the music. We are awaiting the arrival of the professor himself, the black belt, Jess E. James. There he
And their
is.
opponent from Fight Island, weighing in at 185 pounds, the Professor Black Belt, Jess E. James.
And the Naga champion arrives, taking a look at everyone who is at the hybrid experience for Ring of Horror, and he looks relaxed, very chill.
Jesse James, I mean, he's always got that demeanor about him, Doc.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're as skilled of a fighter as this man is, I mean, and I imagine that helps, right? Knowing
Yeah.
that at any point in time, you're just a dangerous weapon. But Jesse James, his credentials aside, like you said, he's that Naga champion, black belt in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, man knows how to handle himself in a fight, but he's going up against 2 members, well, 1.5, I guess, of the Texas Kingdom. Tough men in their own right. Oh, Rob Love there, you see him
Ready to go already.
ready to get it started, but we are waiting on one more man, the partner of the professor.
Here
And
he
his
is.
tag team partner from TV Land, weighing in at 25 2 TVs, Vintage Danny Vintage.
You heard that right. 25-2 TVs. That's how much he weighs.
That's an oddly specific amount. I will take the honest word for it. But Danny Vintage, I mean, Doc, he really took it upon himself to seek out this opportunity. I mean, why don't you tell us, how did he get involved in this match?
Well, at the Wild Side hybrid experience, he had his chance. He was given the chance by King Rob Love himself. He was the special guest wrestler, and he really put on a great match. But King Rob Love, as it stands, is a great wrestler, and unfortunately for Vintage, got stopped. But now they're back, and Vintage has been giving another opportunity against King Rob Love, but this time with the added Don Fernando.
Don Fernando definitely an ace in King Rob Love's pocket, but Danny Vintage, I mean, he's lucked out himself, you could say. I mean, pick a tag team partners. Jesse James is up there on that list, but got to see him being so new at this. I'm sure he has the heart. We'll see if that inexperience comes into play. Very curious to see how this match shakes out.
Well, I can tell you from what I saw last time, he has the heart and the energy. It's just a matter of whether it can last.
You said it yourself right there perfectly, Doc. Is that going to be enough to carry the team of Vintage, Danny Vintage, and Jesse James to victory against the Texas Kingdom? We're about to find out.
Oh, there goes the bell. King Rob Love is telling the audience to stop talking because the King is about to perform not even a miracle, he's going to perform a mercy.
A mercy.
A mercy.
Strong words from you there, Doc. I don't know if I'm that quick to write off the team of Danny Vintage. Jesse James here.
Here he's already putting that kingly finger in the direction of Danny Vintage. They're circling like sharks already. Oh, okay.
The King opting to delegate his responsibilities to the newest hopeful of the kingdom, Don Fernando.
Last time Don Fernando left, it was after having been in the ring with Jesse James. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go. Wait a minute.
Going right back outside, King Rob Love. I told you, we thought it was maybe just the King wanted Don Fernando to kind of prove himself, but with these tags, maybe it's just a bit of mind games.
Perhaps, perhaps. Danny Vintage is getting the approval of the audience. Oh, he's mocking the king. Calling him a chicken. He's doing the chicken, practically doing the chicken dance in the ring.
Danny Vintage, I don't know. We'll see if that works out for him. I don't know if King Rob Love is somebody you want to actively antagonize like that. Going for the test of strength.
And he throws him up again to the disapproval of the king. Oh, an approval of the audience. Vince is letting the audience know. I like that. Again, throwing him up. Psyching. Oh, he's already upsetting King Rob Love.
Well, to be fair, that's not terrible.
Oh, well. Well, the king shouldn't have his time wasted like that.
The king seems to agree with you. Tagging out one more time, Don Fernando. King Rob Love very visibly frustrated by, let's say, the antics of Mr. Vintage.
Antics? We'll give it that, yeah, antics. This is not a strategy whatsoever. King Rob Love is not amused.
Maybe that is the strategy. I mean, again, Danny Vintage is this relatively new on the scene. He is a relative unknown. This could be part of his game plan. Frankly, we're just still waiting and seeing ourselves what this young man can show us.
Well, we're seeing how he has himself laser focused at Don Fernando, and he hasn't thrown him up since, so apparently I think you're right. He wanted to test himself against Don Fernando.
Don Fernando, a bit of a fake out there himself. He saw Danny Vintage. Looked like he was going for the lockup. Don Fernando getting out of it, and one more time.
Oh, these two, they're just antagonizing each other. I wonder if Don Fernando is also trying to get into the head of Jesse James as he points him out in the other corner while he passes him by.
Exactly right. You got to think there's layers to everything they're doing here. I mean, as much as we're saying the antics of the match, these guys are trained professionals at the end of the day. Danny Vintage got that side headlock showing just that he has been training for this moment and is ready to make an impact.
And it shows that Danny Vintage is trying to show that he can go up against anyone, anytime, anywhere. For him to be able to easily get into close quarters with Don Fernando and get the first lockup, or the first headlock, I should say, it's clear. He's not somebody to be underestimated.
I would agree with your analysis there, Doc. I mean, but I would also say that, one, what's right in front of us now, Don Fernando got him in that headlock, but no sooner do I say that, Danny Vintage turned it right around directly to your point. Just working it.
A little bit. Oh, no. Don Fernando's really, chops to the belly of Danny Vintage, pushed into the ring ropes. Danny Vintage comes back with a shoulder tackle.
Taking down Don Fernando. Gotta think that exchange didn't go the way he was planning. Drop down.
Ooh.
Fernando with the leapfrog, going for the arm drag. Danny Vintage blocks.
Oh!
Takes over Don Fernando himself. Here we go. 1, 2.
Not quite. Good cover, though.
Good cover, exactly. Danny Vintage opting to take a few moments to hit his pose, get the crowd involved. I don't know about the timing there. We'll see if that factors in to the continued offense of this newly formed tag team.
Oh, we got a double suplex.
Taking him over. Rob Fernando feeling it. See him reaching out, but too far away. The double elbows catching him.
Jesse James takes over.
And see him right there, Doc. I think this goes to what we're talking about. Jesse James, he is this proven grappler, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist. You see him not go for the pin there, but continuing digit manipulation. He's got wrist control.
But did you see that while he was doing that, he made sure he locked his knee right into the neck of Don Fernando. You need to breathe in order to be able to think. And Jesse James knew this and immediately made sure he had 2 points of contact.
Oh, very true. And Don Fernando managed to fight out of it, but finds himself right back in a troublesome spot.
Oh!
Belly to back suplex takes him over. Cover. Just a 2 count.
But it's not that Don Fernando will recover. He will recover from this. He was ready for this fight. This is the sequel to the Wild Side fight that they had together. And he had already vowed that he'd be back.
I can't imagine this is what he had in mind, Doc. I mean, catching that running knee from Jesse in the corner, now the kicks from Danny Vintage. If you're making this, oh good Lord, this leaping kick to the jaw of Don Fernando. This cannot be how he imagined his audition for the Texas Kingdom going.
Oh, I can't imagine what's going through King Rob Love's head as he's watching this happen from the other corner. And they're just switching up on him.
How about this, Doc? I mean, again, we've said it multiple times in the match just how new this team is, but look at these fundamentals they're doing, these quick tags in and out, always making sure that there's a fresh man ready to go, not giving Don Fernando time to really recover, but there you see the veteran experience of Don Fernando and the inexperience of Danny Vintage, letting Fernando take control, and just like that, the tide is turned in this match.
And here we have King Rob Love back in the ring. Don Fernando holding Danny Vintage in the corner while King Rob Love gives him the expertly positioned chop to the chest.
Danny Vintage firing back, trying to make something happen.
All he's doing is...
Oh, the discus forearm sends the King
Oh.
on Dream Street.
Oh,
The atomic
man.
drop.
King wasn't ready for that one. The pain on his face.
I don't know if you can ever really be ready for something like that, Doc.
Oh!
But again, the reverse atomic drop. King Rob Love catching it at both ends. Danny Vintage got him up.
Oh.
Body slam.
Throwing him up. King Rob Love, he needs to move quickly. Oh.
Couldn't do it. Catches the elbow from Danny Vintage, but still not enough to put the King away.
Not too far into Dream Street, he was able to get out of that attempted pin. Got his shoulder up just in the nick of time. Danny Vintage is calling for everybody to throw him up as he has a chin lock on that King Rob Love.
Danny Vintage trying to give it all, just putting as much pressure as he can possibly do on that carotid artery of King Rob Love, trying to cut off the blood flow, but the King just muscling him off. Don Fernando almost took his head off with that.
My goodness. I guess that's off with his head? Maybe?
I mean, it's still there, but not for lack of trying on Don Fernando's part with that lariat. Just good Lord.
Here, King Rob Love watches on as Don Fernando pretty much has a vice grip around Danny Vintage's neck.
That he does, and just send him right back down to the mat.
Oh no. Oh, there we have the double guns.
I think that's the show everybody bought tickets to see, but
Hey, you gotta respect the work that Don Fernando has put in to be in this match.
hey, far be it from me. King Rob Love getting back involved in the match himself.
And mocking Danny Vintage, as it should be, as it should be.
I don't know about as it should be, Doc. I mean, again, yes, the King is known for his boisterous attitude. We'll say it that way, about as polite as I can be. But he's really just letting time waste in this matchup. And we're seeing right now Danny Vintage firing back with these right hands, but just too worn out, taking too much damage from things like that big, brutal chop.
But it's like you said before, we have Danny Vintage who is trying to prove himself in this ring here. But King Rob Love is experienced. He's been all over Texas. He is part of the River City Kingdom. He's part of the Texas Kingdom. He is the kingdom at this point.
No arguments there. You see King Rob Love deep in the heart of Texas. He's got that claw-like vice grip just squeezing the cranium of Danny Vintage, trying to get the young man to submit.
That claw looks devastating as he presses his fingers together, squeezing his cranium tight. Perhaps even hearing some crunching in his own head as he tries to get himself back up. He's not even trying to pry those fingers off. Both men on their feet. Oh, no.
Just like that, a jawbreaker from Danny Vintage breaks the hold, but King Rob Love, that jumping knee.
It looks like he's struggling to keep himself together. Extending his hand, but not quite, since King Rob Love pulls him over to the corner. Oh, and an elbow drop for his trouble. Danny Vintage is trying to breathe at this point.
Don Fernando not letting it happen.
We're at the opposite corner. Adjacent from King Rob Love's. They're having a little conversation here.
Can't see with a conversation. I don't know if that's what we call a conversation, Doc. I think he was trying to bite him. I couldn't get a good view.
It was a conversation. You can't prove it was a bite.
You got me there, I suppose. The referee couldn't either, letting this match continue. Danny Vintage going for the discus one more time. Hits him right across the jaw of Don Fernando.
I'm sure all those sweet nothings whispered in his ear, providing a lot of pain. But, Don Fernando runs right into Danny Vintage's knees.
But catches him with the power slam. Just a 2 count. Danny Vintage in a lot of trouble here, Doc. He's got to make a tag here pretty soon. If he doesn't, I mean, I've got to imagine the Texas Kingdom walks away with the victory. This is just a lot of punishment this young man is going through.
Don Fernando's not wasting any time pulling him to his corner. Tagged in here is King Rob Love. Now addressing Danny Vintage from the back.
Big back rake by the King. And a chop. Just adding to the pain that Danny Vintage is in.
And he shoves that knee right into his mid-back, pulling his head right into him. I can't imagine what that feels like. I'm already squirming in my seat.
I tell you, it's not comfortable. All the torque on your neck, the cervical spine. Danny Vintage trying to fight out of it. Just the heart of him on display, but just not enough. Gets taken right back down by the King.
Being asked if he wants to tap out, and he's holding tight. He's holding strong, but King Rob Love, he repositions himself. Keeps a tight grip around Danny Vintage's neck as they both get to their feet. Danny Vintage managed to get himself out of that hold. Ooh!
Oh, the big kick sends the King down. This could be it. Danny Vintage, though, he doesn't seem to be in a state to go reach his tag team partner. He's got an opening, but can he actually capitalize?
Both men down. King Rob Love squeezing his hand, trying to see if he can get his feeling back. Danny Vintage is slowly, agonizingly slow, crawling himself back to his corner.
And Jesse James, you see him on the apron running up and down, almost epileptic, trying to get involved in this match, just willing Danny Vintage just make it that last few. There it is. Jesse James over the top rope, and like a house of fire, the lariat, down goes Don Fernando, the back elbow.
Oh!
And the leaping kick, down he goes. Jesse James making his presence felt in the match.
Woo!
An Olympic slam from the Professor. Incredible offense right out the gate.
On fire may not be the word for this. Fresh man in, Jesse James is already devastating Don Fernando. Don Fernando struggling to get himself back on top, but not quite. He's in the corner. In the wrong corner. Danny Vintage tags in, and Jesse James confused.
I gotta say, I'm confused too, Doc. I mean, Danny Vintage, we just saw he took everything the Texas Kingdom could give him, but wanted to get involved, and Don Fernando looks like he just kicked Jesse James away.
Did Danny Vintage even notice? He's trying to take some glory for himself.
Hold on, Jesse James looks like, yes, Don Fernando grabbed the foot, pulled him out of the ring.
Oh no. He's screaming. Oh, there is.
Pile driver onto Danny Vintage.
Oh, and it's over.
It is academic after that. The pile driver getting the 1, 2, 3.
King Rob Love and Don Fernando.
Not even staying long enough to get his accolades. Don Fernando on the ring apron on the opposite end of the ring, while King Rob Love makes his exit.
The King not looking pleased. You got to think there's going to be a conversation between him and Don Fernando backstage. To be a fly on the wall there, but fans, that's the first match of Ring of Horror. We weren't joking when we told you we were going to bring you all types of action here tonight, and that's any indication y'all are in for a treat on the rest of this card.
That's right. I'm Dr. The Wife, and I am joined here by my partner.
That's right, I am Mike Wilkes.
Can't wait for the next match.